There we go. Thank you so much, everybody, and welcome to another edition of SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. So, and big shout out to everybody. Woo! Thanks for coming. This is another edition of the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle, and appreciate it. More people we bring in, of course, the faster we grow. Get rid of the hat. Get rid of the hat, man. All right. Okay, so without further ado, we'll get right into today's massive event. Let's see. Over here, let's see if that makes a difference. Uh, Make sure you subscribe. I didn't put this in the banner, but make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and take part in today's session. For everybody that wants to take part in today's session, that would be awesome. Let's see what we got here. We got to add a few things. Let's see what we got. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay, so we're going to put this on the bottom. This is the channel for everybody. And of course, the website. Because we need to sell tickets. Selling tickets isn't the main priority, but it is a massive priority when it comes to reducing the circulating supply of SHIB. So anyone taking part in that would be in their best interest, of course, and everybody's best interest. And to prove to the world that SHIB is, without a doubt, the best currency out there, right? Just so that everybody's aware of what SHIB means. Okay, so we're going to do the update. The update for SHIB. So, in the last 24 hours, we didn't sell any tickets. And to host a raffle, this worldwide event, we need 21,000 tickets to be sold to host a single event. So 21,000 and a half a pound per ticket isn't a lot, but it does require everybody to be in SHIB to take part in the raffle. If you're asking yourself, how can I possibly host a raffle for you based on worldwide classifications and worldwide spread of a 50/50 raffle, because most 50/50 raffles are within the state, province, or city, or municipality, or village, or whatever, to raise awareness for special groups or events. Well, this one is only for the SHIB community. So everybody in the SHIB community benefits from this raffle. Every single person that takes part in the raffle wins in the raffle. Make sense? We are um, giving everybody the opportunity to take part in this raffle by telling everybody, in order to take part in it, you have to buy SHIB. Then when you buy SHIB, you just go into the website and we'll just link you to the website. How's that sound? We'll just link it to the website. There we go. We'll just link you to the website. So once you get into the website, then, how am I supposed to look in here? Yeah. Okay, 2 seconds, guys. This is just bear with me here. I gotta figure out how to work the screens because I wanna, I really wanna. There we go. There we go. Okay. So there's our SHIB Worldwide 50/50 raffle. Okay. We're going to talk about the information. Now, we don't have enough ticket sales to host a worldwide event today. Hopefully, tomorrow, within the next 24 hours, we sell tickets. The whole purpose of this is to increase our awareness, right? Okay, I'm going to play some background music for you while I try and figure out how I'm going to put the speaker up. Okay. 23 hours and 45 minutes. If this was an actual event, all the ticket sales would be final at 5:30. So that's a half an hour ago. We would be in the hosting the raffle draw right now if we were in this awesome event cycle. So you just gotta listen to my voice, I guess. Hey, Jason. Woo! Power to you, buddy. Thanks for coming. Yes, absolutely. She is around 2414. Now let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at SHIB. So have a look at SHIB's price right now, 2414. So what do we know about SHIB at this price level? Let's do. Let's see if we can get a better one. Hold on 2 seconds here, guys. I'm just doing some. Okay, so we're at 2417, 2418, 20, roughly around that 24, which is extremely undervalued. But when we know, what do we know about this when we see this? This is an amazing opportunity. You got to remember that when you see opportunities like this, it doesn't mean that it's a buying opportunity. What it means is that somebody doesn't understand what SHIB is. Oh, no, not you. How much you can get for your house if you're trying to sell it. It's not for us. So Thanks, Jason. Yeah, SHIB is around that 24.18, 24.19 range. When you see sell-offs like this, it tells you how much people don't know about SHIB, right? Every time you see a massive sell-off, even if it's being manipulated, someone's got to be willing to sell it at that price. That's the thing. So um, this is how you know people aren't educated, and it doesn't look like they want to be educated. I don't know if that's true or not. I've been looking at some, doing some self-reflection lately. These ticket sales aren't that expensive, um, and it's to benefit the whole SHIB community. So I've been doing some self-reflection on what exactly I need to do to boost sales in ticket sales or to get the education out there, because I'm not getting people to the website. So if anyone's got any ideas, Jason, if you got any ideas at all on how I could boost awareness to the website, that would be greatly appreciated. Right now, I'm using Reddit, but with Reddit, they kind of cut me off as soon as I mentioned raffle. they uh, they have a code of ethics that they can't stream out. Even with the live stream broadcasting, they have a problem with it. They've cut me. They've stopped 4 videos of me, not 4 videos, 4 video feeds for the day. So I'm not able to post those on Reddit. Now I don't know why, but I think it goes against their policy and procedures. Is probably why that is. Um, and that's a problem, right? I got to be able to got to get eyes to the screen, because people, hey, it's all about fear, right? Fear of missing out, fear of not participating in a raffle because it drives in, it helps with building on building blocks. So anytime you hear of a raffle, people usually take part in that, especially if they know it's under $1, because they can literally make a lot of money based on a raffle. And then what happens is the raffle starts building in volume and velocity. And because it's a worldwide event, I should have no problem selling 1 million tickets every single day. I shouldn't. That's just me, right? I don't know, Jason. What do you think? Do you think that that's asking a lot? Worldwide event, selling 1 million tickets a day. I think that that's doable, in my opinion. Now, it won't sell to the same amount of people, but I was thinking the first little while, okay, no one wants to test the waters, no one wants to get access to that. They don't understand it, or they think that it's maybe it's a scam, or maybe that's how they feel about it because it is cryptocurrency. It's just someone trying to get extra money. But all it is all we're doing is refining it, and then receiving it, and then rewarding the people with it, and then we're reducing the circulating supply. So everybody in the whole community benefits from it. It's not like you're giving to a charitable organization, cancer research, or usually you don't do cancer research with a 50-50 draws. Usually those 50-50 draws are for boys and girls clubs, special events that are held in your community, in your organization, um, like the Cub Scouts, like Girl Guides, like Scouts, um, like Hockey Association, helping kids that can't afford to play hockey to get hockey equipment to help them with their registration gear and whatnot, right? Same thing with baseball, same thing with hockey, same thing with basketball and soccer. It's to help those that can't afford it and get them out in the field and get them going. Same thing with girls. They have gymnastics, volleyball. Well, now they have girls hockey now too, so now they can get part of that whole branch. Football, same idea. If you want to be part of a team, you have to build on the team, and the equipment isn't cheap. So again, that's why they have those 50-50 raffle tickets, is to build awareness for the community, so the kids can benefit from it. Usually it's just about the kids, right? It's all about helping the kids. Those what those raffles for. Now in Canada, those raffles have gotten to be very, very lucrative in value. We have no problem selling 30 to 40,000 tickets, guys, and those tickets are like $5 to start with, $4 in some cases. So, and they raise anywhere between, in a hockey game, when you have 30 to 40,000 people in there. they raise almost $1 million, $600,000 to $700,000. Now, that's just in one city. Imagine if you had the world, right? That's the whole purpose of the raffle, is to bring people, and then what would happen is you have a massive drive, and we can't sell tickets forever because we're talking about just about the supply. But it would be one way of educating everybody very quickly as SHIB gains in value extraordinarily quickly. Now, would it drive the price up of SHIB? Absolutely, but not right away. Reducing the circulating supply is only one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is driving people into it to take part in the raffle. That's the other draw in. That's where we would make even more money, because more people would be holding it based on the fact that we're reducing the supply. So they would be afraid that tomorrow we sell 1 billion tickets, or 2 billion, or 3 billion tickets, or 4 billion, 5 billion tickets, and a quarter of the supply is gone. That would scare a lot of people into buying SHIB, because tomorrow's draw could be even bigger than that, right? So that's the whole purpose of that. I'm going to check out, Jason, see what the market's doing. See if I can find the market. I had it here earlier. You think I could find it? Not a chance. I am using a different platform than what I normally use because, well, I got cut off. This is the exchanges. This isn't. It's going to show me Binance is at the top of the leaderboard, but we already know that Binance is at the top of the leaderboard. Okay, so on the informative, like I said, we're going to talk about the informative today because we're all about educating everybody, right? So, let's see. Okay, hold on. Gotta go through the crypto. Just give me a second there, Jason. I was hoping to get more people coming on. Let's see, Coinbase. No, we don't want to use Coinbase. Okay, BTC is at 91,891 here. Let me share the link for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the other currency that is 100% decentralized. Now, everybody likes to use this word decentralized. You notice that in cryptocurrency? Everybody likes to take part in that decentralized. But which currencies are actually decentralized? The only ones that are completely decentralized from my standpoint is Bitcoin and SHIB. They're the only two that are completely decentralized. And then the ecosystem development team likes to come in every once in a while and say, well, we're a big part of that decentralization. I'm like, no, you're not. You want to pretend you are because SHIB is. That's why they have nothing to do with SHIB. You notice that when they make a sales pitch to everybody, like Shibarium was a big sales pitch. When they first started Shibarium, they said it was going to be released soon. Remember this? And then the pitch was, you can laugh about it now, but back then it wasn't very funny. Everybody thought that they were going to use SHIB as their gas token, or their gas fee, right? They told everybody they were going to use it as the gas fee. And what did the ecosystem development team do? Take it away, because that's what they do. Remember when they started the metaverse? Hey, SHIB's going to be part of that metaverse. That's why it's called SHIB the metaverse. The only part of SHIB that was part of that metaverse was the first four letters. SHIB. That's it. When they start their stores and start running on invoicing, that's when they said they're going to That's when they were going to implement SHIB into it. And I'm like, I thought everything was supposed to be in SHIB to buy property. There wasn't supposed to be a single thing that was sold in the metaverse that wasn't supposed to have some part of SHIB in it. But once the metaverse was released to the public, so you could buy your lands and your plots, all of a sudden, leash is the go-to currency. You can't make this stuff up, man. This is ridiculous. It's not about SHIB. It's about their own product. They're pushing their own product using SHIB, which is hilarious because it's like it's unfounded, right? Anyway, 92,034. It did drop a lot when you think about it. That's a big drop, right? From 99,000 down to 92. That's $7,000 drop. Like that's a lot for it to drop. So what do we expect tomorrow? I was expecting a pop back today, so it'll probably rise tomorrow. It'll go back to the retesting levels of where it was yesterday, which is where I'm thinking it's probably go. I buy a ticket. So, Jason, Jason. Yeah, well, that would make sense, right? That's that would be what kind of who did that before? You remember who did that? Gene Simmons did that at the horse races with Shannon. You remember that on what is it called? Family Jewels, the TV show Family Jewels. You remember that where she just wanted to go out and spend some money and gamble on a horse in a horse race. She bet like something ridiculous, like $200,000 on a horse. And what did Gene Simmons do? Bet $200,000 on every horse. So it doesn't matter which one come in first, I still win. So he lost like I don't know $500 or $600. It was like ridiculous, but his yeah, that should be. You've had SHIB for more than 2 years, Jason. Oh wow, you're up on money. If you bought at 6.7 and 5, I think it went to 5.89, but it only went there for a second. It was like that fast. It was like 5.89. Yeah. So yeah, if you bought back then, yeah, you're up money. You're in the money. I told everybody that you once it goes to a certain level, you start dollar cost averaging. Once it gets over your amount, that's when you stop your dollar cost averaging. So once you break even, and as soon as it goes up 5% or 3% or 4%, that's when you cut your dollar cost averaging because you don't want to go the opposite way where you're starting to the more you accumulate, the more it goes up your initialized value, and that you don't want to drive that up. You want to make sure that they keep that under wraps. If you're investing in anything that pays a stake like Bitcoin, right now there shouldn't be anybody mining Bitcoin because you want to mine it when it's going down, not when it's going up, because your dollar cost averaging is going up at the same rate. Make sense? So you want to offset that by not taking part in it. So you want to stop the mining right now because the amount of mining that you're going to get is very small and it's going to increase your dollar cost average. You don't want to increase it, you want to decrease it. So when it goes down, that's when you want to take advantage of it. So wherever your break even point is, wherever that might be, you want to make sure your dollar cost averaging at a lower level so that every time you do it, you're actually accumulating more and more and more and more. And because people don't understand the marketplaces that we're on a 4-year cycle, they don't understand that 4-year cycle. A lot of people still don't understand that 4-year cycle. It gives you an opportunity to short Bitcoin once it gets to that peak level. The peak level, according to analysts, is around the 157,160. So that's a good time to start taking profit. As soon as it gets to that marker, roughly around 157, that's when you would start taking profit. So, and then you wait because it's going to be a fast descending line, and it'll probably get back to that 30,000 level. So that's a long way from 150 to 30, right? That's a huge gap in between there, just so that you know. Um, and everybody that doesn't know what Bitcoin halving is where we just went through it back in May of this year, May of this year, 2024. And everybody was expecting this big pop in Bitcoin because of the ETH, and a lot of people think that because of the ETH in Bitcoin, it's going to slow it down, so it's not going to retract as much as it did when it didn't have it before. And I'm thinking it's going to do it more so because of the ETH that's on it. Because when people there's more and more money there's more and more money coming in, but that also sends a sheer in a and fear into it even more, because there's more money, more people get scared when it starts going down, so they start bailing. That's just the way it is until the 4-year cycle is completed, which is another 2 years after this cycle, right? So then you wait for the bottom. Like the bottom on this one was 16,000. Remember that, Jason? For Bitcoin, $16,000 roughly. Do you know who was buying it at 24 right when the ETF was being released? And it went to 30, 32, and it dropped right down to 6. It dropped right down to 22. And right after BlackRock announces the ETF, the SEO, the CSO from the U.S. Congress, no, it's Congress, CSO from the comes out and said that the Bitcoin ETF is on hold. And then what happens? I'm thinking that BlackRock had a lot to do with that manipulation, because they announced it. The BTC went up something ridiculous, like 14-15%. And then the next day, like literally the next 2 days, SEO comes out and says, no, we're putting a stop to putting a stop to it, to the ETF. And as soon as he mentioned that, $24. Somebody sold a whack of it before then. Guess who that might have been? Right? That probably was BlackRock. There's some big manipulation going on, because they announced it and then right away, and that was in June of 2023. 2023. Not 2022, 2023. So then BTC was getting their approval in October, November. Same thing happens, right? Bitcoin's sitting at that $20 range. BlackRock announces it's going to buy in because the ETF is almost completed. What happens? BTC goes up to 28. And then the SEO comes out 4 days later and said that no, they haven't filed. The people who are filing for it did not file the proper paperwork for it, and it's going to be, he doesn't want it to go through. So Gary Gensler said, no, stop it. We're not having it. We're selling it. So guess what happened, guys? He started selling it. So same thing happened. It goes down to $20. It goes to 20,000. And then it shoots right back up to 26. Like within hours. Shot right back to 26. Now December hits, and Gary Gensler comes out and makes a silly statement saying that the ETF is going to go ahead. Well, Bitcoin goes to 34. From 26 to 34, just like that. And what does the son of a gun do in February? The first week of February, the first, like, second or third week of February. We have to halt it because the ETF doesn't meet the criteria of the full board. Well, then it sells off again. And then in February 18th, I think somewhere around there, middle of February, they get the go ahead for the ETF, and the ETF goes live. Well, everybody is pissed because what the hell's going on with the SEO? because they said it was on hold. And then right after that, it got released and it's now live. It's on every single platform in the US for the ETF. It's just complete and utter manipulation on behalf of the SEO and BlackRock. That's why it's a little sketchy. That's why a lot of people don't like BlackRock, is because they're a little sketchy with their stuff. So they wanted to make as much money as they possibly could while they can. Same thing happened with the Ethereum. No. Ethereum, they only did it once. People were smart enough, they caught on to it pretty quick. So what happened with Ethereum was Ethereum did shoot up, but Ethereum didn't even go anywhere near what Bitcoin did. Bitcoin went ballistic, and it's still going. 92,000 right now, 432.75. So that's awesome news for Bitcoin. Let's go look. Let's go do some background here. So we have BTC moving higher, which means we'll get the whole indice moving higher, right? And SHIB is gone. SHIB is going up. SHIB is still undervalued, extremely undervalued. But SHIB won't take off until it's ready to take off. And what I've done here, okay, got a little sidetracked there for you, Jason. Sorry, I covered Bitcoin a lot in this one. Normally, I cover SHIB because we want to raise awareness for SHIB because it's so undervalued, and I want to make sure everybody gets wealthy in SHIB, and you're going to get wealthy in SHIB. Trust me. It's just that there's a lot of people who don't understand what SHIB is. So this is the educational information on SHIB's educational movement, financial literacy. So this is a good read for everybody. This is why it's so important to get educated in SHIB, so everybody understands just what the importance is of SHIB, right? Unlike Bitcoin and unlike gold, they have a limited, Bitcoin's limited, gold is infinite, sort of. But it is the highest commodity that they can raise against our wealth, our debt, serviceable debt, because we have enormous serviceable debt throughout the world, as you can probably tell. Our goal is to provide the proof that SHIB is a cryptocurrency, the best choice for all investors with a minimum amount of investing. This current moment in time, including what it is, how it works, and how to invest in it. So our aim is to clarify and how to get newcomers to come in and buy it relatively easily. But you have to do your own due diligence, as Jason Cox will tell you, or anybody will tell you. It's going to be the same thing. Those crypto exchanges hold your money in lieu for you, so you don't. Those assets that are sitting on the exchanges are theirs to play with. Until you move it to a DeFi or cold storage or a ledger or a trust wallet, those will sit on the exchange. So when you see SHIB moving a lot of currency, it's because people want to take it off the table. They don't want to leave it on the table because it becomes too, what's the word, Jason? Becomes it becomes too easily to sell it, and you don't want to. It's going up 10, 15%. The first instinct you have when it's sitting there is it going to go down further? I should start selling it. I don't want to be part of it. I want to make sure I have it liquid so I can get out of it. That is fear. And because you don't understand what's going on and you're not educated in SHIB, you could actually literally be kicked out of it forever. Because at any moment, and no one knows when, organizations are going to find out about it. And that's the scary part. And it doesn't have a halving. It's not like Bitcoin. Bitcoin reduces its amount that they can mine by half on every 4 years. Now, that 4 years is based on the amount of generators that are out there mining Bitcoin. So it's increasing its supply for now. Eventually, it will run out, according to the statute. Now, I don't know if it will or not, but they say it will. SHIB is a guarantee because SHIB is reducing its circulating supply. And how many people have caught on to it? Well, there's only 1.4. Well, now Hey, Jason, I'm going to show you a little something. 1.4381771. 1,438,171 new wallet holders in SHIB. We are gaining about 12 to 14 new wallet holders every single day. That is amazing. That is worth a shout out to everybody. That is awesome. That's adding value to your currency every day. We're not losing new wallet holders, we're gaining wallet holders. Because there's 8 billion people on the planet, everybody should start to pay attention to it. But there's, you know what? Education is such a hard thing for people to grasp because they don't want to get involved in it, which is funny because you figure you should be, right? Everybody should be. So financial literacy group. Oh, for the year. You want me to look it up for the year, Jason? Okay. So on a yearly basis, we're up more than double. You know that, right? If you look at March, we're down because March was a really good month for SHIB. SHIB shot up 5 times its money. So if you bought your SHIB back in 2022, because you said you're holding it for 2 years, right? If you're holding it from 2022 till now, you have 5 times your money. Education. Yeah, making me laugh. Okay. Well, education's one thing. SHIB education's a whole different ball of wax, right? Uh, and that's why we're here is to educate everybody, everybody, literally everybody that's in SHIB. Because there's a lot of people who don't know. I mean, I got influencers that have 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, 200, 300,000 followers, and they still don't get it. I can sit here all day and talk to them, but they don't get it. They don't understand it. They think that SHIB is never going anywhere unless it can reduce its circulating supply. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Well, it's true. It's not going to go anywhere unless it reduces its supply. Do you know how much it costs? Okay, just as a heads up, how much does it cost someone to reduce, let's say, 5 trillion SHIB? How much would it cost to reduce 5 trillion SHIB? You think that people are just going to do that? Yes. You think people are just going to, hey, what? Yeah, I got, you know, 50 million dollars. I can, I send to the SHIB community. Everybody will appreciate it. Yeah, unless you make billions a year and you can write that off, no problem. But for all aspects of it, not everybody's going to be taking a top line to that, right? It's like, oh, just sign me up. It'll help the community. Yeah, but you would have to be holding 300 trillion SHIB for you to do that, to gain in value. It makes no sense to just all of a sudden burn that much SHIB just because. It would, like, that's the thing people don't understand. Like, that's the educational part of it is, yeah, the SHIB, burning the SHIB would actually increase its value. Yes, absolutely. But you got to be thinking that they would have to have a lot of SHIB to do that. Yeah, you get 4 to 1. That's true if you're holding it. But if you're just sitting there going, well, I got, Amazon, for instance, if Amazon got serious with the reduction, they would automatically do it on their website, right? Instead of having us have links, because you know how people are with links. Oh, it's a funnel. It's misleading. It doesn't take me to the blah blah blah. It doesn't take me to the, like, you're using a funnel to help somebody get money, then they have to reduce the circulating supply. So, but Amazon, Jeff Bezos agreed to it. That's the thing. They agreed to it so that everybody using those links would reduce the circulating supply. So if they did $575 billion in sales last year, that's 5,750,000,000 going to the reduction of SHIB circulating supply. That would be massive. That would be almost half the supply if you look back a few months ago where it was sitting at 13, 14. Are you kidding me? 14. 14. You imagine the amount of SHIB would be reduced in there. Same thing with the raffle tickets. As it goes up, the price goes up, the fewer tickets we're able to reduce. Makes sense because we're dealing with half a pound. So as we get closer to the half a pound, becomes 50 cents. You have to buy a lot more to reduce more. Makes sense? So as we go lower, we don't need as much to reduce more. So if it went to 7-0, if it went to 5 zeros or 6 zeros, 7 zeros, we could reduce almost all of it based on just a few ticket sales. That would be massive, right? Because you're dealing with the same amount of disposable, right? So you have less supply. Very quickly, it would escalate, but we're not there yet, thank God, and we need to refocus our attentions. So this was the financial literacy communications growth that I was talking about earlier. Where are we here? Okay, so what I did was the investment planning. How affordable is SHIB? Well, everybody knows how affordable SHIB is. It's right on the cusp of 24.35. So if you bought one, a lot of people don't understand this, Jason. You don't need a lot of SHIB to make a lot of money. A lot of people think that they do, but they don't. You don't need a lot of money. And I'm telling everybody, only invest in cryptocurrency, especially with this. Just take your $50, and if you don't like it, do $20 every 2 weeks that you get paid. So it's automatically going into the SHIB, and automatically going in there to gain your DCA in. You don't need a lot, and that's the thing, right? If you got 50,000, you get there faster. You got 100,000, you get there faster. If you got million to 2 million, 3 million, yeah, you have to put your wisdom hat on, and it can explode at any time. That's true. It can. Will it? Highly doubtful, but it could at any given time because we don't know the market conditions and how desperate those conditions are going to get. So when they get desperate, and thank God some of the rest of the world shouldn't know about SHIB because, well, that would just create war, right? We don't want that. And thank God Trump's in because he can fix the border. You've seen the borders they're already at the border. They're already doing the wall. They're already putting it in place before he even takes office. So that's awesome that's already going through. ICE, I don't know why anyone would stop funding ICE. It makes no sense. But anyway, and that's going to be good for crypto. Absolutely. More for Bitcoin because that's where Trump made his statement was in Bitcoin that he was going to buy 5 million Bitcoin. Seeing is believing. I don't think he's got the money to do it. What do you think, Jason? Do you think he's got the money to buy 5 million Bitcoin? By the time he gets in there and finds out the deficit, $36 trillion in debt, you guys' GDP is around 26 trillion that you're taking in, and you're 8 trillion over that. So, you would have to do some major cuts and some massive, massive regrowth. See, there you go, Jason. That's awesome. $25 a month. So if somebody's watching and you see Jason, that's the model you should be learning by. If you're DCAing in, that's what you do. Once you get above your DCA, you wait for a pullback and then you start putting your money in. So you put your $25 into crypto, but you don't buy anything. You just use it. And then once it dips, that's your buying opportunity. But when it's going up and you're already in the green, you don't want to be DCAing because it's going to increase your dollar cost average. You don't want to increase your dollar cost average. You want to lower your dollar cost average so you take advantage of spike ups. That's the whole purpose of DCAing in. But that's good that you're doing the 25. My wife is doing the 25 too, every 2 weeks. I'm doing 50 every 2 weeks, but I stopped mine because SHIB was going up. And I'm like, no, it's above my targeting range. So if it's above it, you just put the money in there and it just keeps it in there. Then once you're ready to make a move, then you can buy more at a lower price, right? You want a dollar cost average down, not dollar cost average up, because you don't want to drive your market cap up. So just so that you know, play it smart. What else? With SHIB, and no one knows. So tomorrow you wake up, it's a dollar, and everybody tells you, oh, it's never going there. Remember Bitcoin? Never going there. $100, never going there. $200, never going there. $500, it'll never get there. $1,000, it'll never. Hey, listen, you can shoot for the moon all you want, and all of a sudden, $3,000 later, holy crap, what happened? Well, the U.S. confiscated all your Bitcoin. Remember that? Remember that year? What was it? 20. What was 2013? 2012? When the Congress confiscated all the Bitcoin, and then they auctioned it off. So they did the exact same thing they did with gold. They bought it all, told everybody, we need your gold. The biggest American heist of all time. And then they did the exact same thing with Bitcoin. Guess what's going to happen with SHIB? Just take one guess what's going to happen with SHIB. Once they start to realize it, they're going to shut the door. But because SHIB is so cheap, they can actually buy it all. And then they're going to convince everybody to sell it all. So I can see it happening because the deficit is out of control. And how are they going to offset that deficit? Oh, we have something that'll offset it because we have a currency that's reducing its circulating supply, and we can lend out the money at a lower rate than the rest of the world can and buy up all their debt. And then poof, SHIB. All that money that they've collected will go into the reduction of SHIB. And then once SHIB hits a certain amount, 50 billion, 100 billion SHIB left, it's going to be worth a lot of money, like probably around 150 to 200. And they'll own it all. And then they're auctioning it off, just like they did with Bitcoin. So then it drives up the price even higher. It happened before, it will happen again because they're in freaking crisis mode. And you remember how fast they paid off the deficit once the bank collapsed? Within 4 years, 4 or 5 years, the deficit was under control. How'd they pull that stunt off? Do you remember that, Jason? Remember how they pulled that stunt off? It's because they freaking sold Bitcoin. they got it for nothing, and then they sold it back for $1,500 per block. And then after they sold that block, the next block was $2,000. So once they sold that block, the next block's $2,500. Once they sold that block, the next block's $3,000. Like it went up by $500 each time, and they were auctioning it off that way. So you couldn't say no. They got that right. The government makes money. And they're smart about it too because they took it away from everybody. And a little lady there was told about this auction. Do you remember who her name was? And she did private sale. She was a private buyer. Kathy Wood. Remember her? And the twins all took part in it. Okay, they all took part in it, so they were able to buy it. It's like a what is it? What do they call it now? Airdrop, right? Or coin drop. They did the exact same thing. Anyway, I put down on here in this on the webpage the history of SHIB. Okay, now take it with a grain of salt. Majority of it was written by an article, and that article covered the ecosystem development team. Okay, so you got to take it with a bit of a, because they like to take credit for stuff when they didn't have it, when they shouldn't take credit for anything. The only reason why they're taking credit for it is because uh, it's easier for them to take credit for it because they built around it. Makes sense? So it's like the US buying Bitcoin. They didn't actually start it. They didn't, and then they got Congress involved and they got the SEO involved in it and they confiscated it away from everybody because it was at around $300 to $500 for a Bitcoin, and then they confiscated it and it went to nothing um, because they're telling everybody that it's not worth anything. It's a hoax. They were spreading rumors it's a hoax, yet they're buying it all. Oh, you gotta love the government. You gotta love the government. They're awesome. You don't remember who told you about Shiba? Well, it wasn't me. 2 years ago, I started thinking of ways we could reduce the circulating supply while bringing in people, and I couldn't understand how come no one was catching on to this. Why everybody in the world wasn't buying SHIB. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I just didn't understand it. I was like, "What are you guys doing?" It's our like all I kept thinking about is it's reducing its circulating supply. Anything that reduces its circulating supply is a gold mine. It is, and you're looking at. But I think what's happening, Jason, is other coins reduce their circulating supply too, and I think that's where the draw in is, because they're like, "Oh, we're reducing our circulating supply." Yeah, no, you can also mint just as much as you reduce. So that remember Terra Luna? I don't like bringing up old news, but Terra Luna did the exact same thing. What they were doing was there was a gap in the amount that it was trading at to the amount that was being sold at. So, and it was a delay of like 20 to 30 minutes. What they were doing was manipulating the time, the buy-ins, and taking advantage of that $400 or $500 per 50-minute lapse, and then selling it to everybody, saying you can make 3 times, 4 times your money in a very short period of time. Remember that? So what was happening was they're being manipulated, and then the SEC came down on them for trade embargoes. So they found out that there's a loophole. In order to fix the loophole from $125 per Terra Luna, they minted 6 trillion Terra Lunas. 6 trillion. Dropped the price like a stone into the water. Then Terra Luna, the founders opened up another Terra coin. Now that coin's gone bankrupt because they have CEOs, CFOs, board of directors. They got 30 to 40 people working for them. Money's got to change in there somewhere. And if you don't make it and you made some pretty bad investments or pretty bad decisions, it costs you money. So those decisions fall back onto the company. Well, in their, XRP and Pepe already have, see? So when they reduce, same thing with Crow. Crow does it once a year. But they have a board of directors. If they make a bad decision, who's going to pay for it? The investors, the people who invested in them. That's a company. That's not a currency. That's a company. And companies do that to us all the time. That's why we got out of the stock market, because we're getting screwed by the companies lying to us constantly, saying everything is good, everything's awesome, when in fact it isn't. But we get told that it's good. And what do? Oh, we need some warrants because we have to raise capital. That means they made a bad decision and they have to pay it back. And then who pays for it? The investors do. Okay? We get punished for them making bad decisions. Same thing happens in crypto. Those are not currencies. Those are companies, and they're making financially bad decisions. So it gets like, if you make a bad decision and you're in TV and repair and sales, what's a good one that went through the roof a couple of years ago? GameStop, right? Everything's good. We made massive sales last year, but their sales are down year over year because the gaming industry is the competition is too high. So, and then no one wants to buy these games because they're not made with any kind of dexterity. They're not made with any kind of thought process. They're just pumps out in the marketplace. People will buy them because they're new games. But the problem is the games come out and they got 5 levels to them. Instead of 30 or 40 or 50 levels that they used to have, now they're down to 5. And then you have to buy them separately on the internet. People don't like that because they're paying $85 for the game, and now I got to buy a $35 to $40 monthly membership for it. Yeah, right. Okay, so that's the exact same thing that's happening with crypto. Everybody's getting caught up into the concept that this is a currency. It's not a currency, it's a company. And if the majority of them, 80 to 90%, will make bad decisions. And the thing is, they all float on Bitcoin. Every single one of them float on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin does well, they all do well. But the problem is that not all of them are doing well. That's the problem. So if you're in it to win it, you got to pick winners and losers. So the winners you want to pick are the ones that have the longevity, the ones that are going to be around forever. Well, the only ones that are going to be around forever are the ones that have no governance because they don't rely on people making bad decisions. Bitcoin is one of them. SHIB's the other one. And then the other ones all fall under them. And they all fall the wayside. So if you want to buy Pepe, you want to buy XRP, you want to buy those, it's fine. But you have to understand that you're actually buying a company, not a currency. So that you have to keep that in mind too, right? So it's not everybody's going to be attracted to it because they see it for what it is. Manipulation. Right? Thanks, Babe's channel. Guys, I got to run. I'm sorry so much. But this was a hoot. I love yous all. Take good care. Have a good night. God bless each and every one of you. And remember, we're in it to win it. So the longer we can gain more power, the better off we can. Thanks, Babe channel. Absolutely love yous. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much. I gotta call it a night. I'm losing my voice.